All right, listen. Class of 2023. You all don't know me. I get it. In 20 minutes, you won't remember what I said. That's fine. This day is about you. And so what I want you to do, and I'm being serious, I want you to take out your phone. I want you to use the Snapchat filter, right? I want you to take pictures with the person to your left and to your right. You too can take pictures across the aisle, right? That's fine. I want you to soak in this moment, right? Because this is about you. And when we do this, right, as you're maneuvering, as you're taking your pictures, as you're doing whatever you want to do, we're going to show institutions, right, that it is possible for Gen Z to multitask. You can take your pictures, right, and soak up this moment, and I can still do the speech, right? Right? Okay. So class of 2023, this is what we're going to do. You all are going to do your thing. I'm going to talk to some other folks in the space. When I come back to you, the way you know that I'll be talking to you is I'm going to say 23. We get where that comes from? Are we getting the play? Okay. And then you are going to respond with yes, okay? So I'm going to say, just trying to get y'all to say, can you do something for me? It's just going to take, I just don't think we can do it. Okay, so I'm going to say 23, and y'all are going to say yes. All right, so 23. Can we commit to it? I'm going to leave y'all alone. Okay. 23. Perfect. Okay, do your thing. Next group of people. All right. So, to the people who are here supporting the graduates, online, in person, friends and family, kinfolk and skinfolk, people who are bonded to the graduates by blood or love or loyalty or shared experience. Hey. So, there's no secret. I am not rich. I'm not famous. Most of y'all don't know me. But what I do well is cause trouble. So we're going to do that today. So in a few minutes, right, someone is going to say, oh, you should hold your applause until the end to make sure all the students' names are heard, right? We've heard that at graduations before. Absolutely not. Today, we are throwing respectability politics and orderliness out of the window because, that's right, because the class of 2023 deserves it. So we're going to do a couple things. We are also going to show institutions and structures that we can maneuver. Your seatmates, your section cohort, these are your family, these are your friends, these are your people, right? We're all community. So if you need to maneuver a little bit to see your student, your cohort is going to allow you to do that without issue, right? Right? If you need to make some adjustments, right, we're going to switch back and forth and everybody is going to be kind and gentle and we won't have a problem, right? And then when they call your graduate's name, you will do whatever is culturally appropriate for you to do. Because this class spent a year and a half doing school in a global pandemic. This class had to figure out what they were doing with their futures in the midst of an impending recession. This class had to endure racism and sexism and homophobia and transphobia and xenophobia and attempts at native identity erasure while turning in homework. This class had to work jobs, they had to care for family members, and they had to turn in school projects. Some of these students buried their parents or endured their incarceration. Some of these students never got the special education services that were due to them, and yet they made it here. Students with chronic illnesses weren't accommodated properly, and yet they made it here. Students were constantly misgendered, and yet they made it here. Some of these students had to play the role of translator because that wasn't adequately done, and they made it here. Some students experienced housing and food insecurity. Some pushed through anxiety and depression and suicidal ideation to get here, so we're going to celebrate the class of 2023. That's right. '23. I was just making sure you're still with me. Y'all good? I'm not seeing a whole lot of pictures. I'm not seeing a whole lot of love. I can see y'all in the front row. Can we take a picture together? Can y'all, oh, ain't nobody phone working? There we go. Appreciate you, brother. All right. So now to the administration, teachers, support staff, and community members. When Dr. Campbell invited me to speak today, I was convinced he didn't know what he got himself into. And then Dr. Robinson had to deal with my idiosyncrasies, and I just said he doesn't get paid enough for this. After aggressively firing away text messages at Dr. Robinson about the school's current protocols and practices, Dr. Campbell invited me gently to have a phone call with him. Now, I've known Mr. Campbell, as I call him, since 2004. Back when he had glasses, but before LASIK, so they were thicker. Before he had children of his own, I would tell him all about my hopes and my dreams, my worries, and my crushes. We'd talk a lot about faith, about Blackness, and our relationship, it maintained its depth, right? Throughout the years, we have talked deeply and honestly about the world around us, and so I really couldn't understand why he would risk inviting me to speak at his first graduation as superintendent. Because as soon as I got on that phone with him, I told him exactly how I was going to come for the school. I said, oh, so I'm going to talk about how you don't let students walk the stage because of grades or behavior. And Mr. Campbell said, oh, we don't do that no more. I was like, oh, okay. Well, we can talk about how you're not going to have this properly translated. There's not going to be any sign language interpreter here for everybody. This isn't going to be like accessible. And he said, Jackie, yes, it will be. And I said, well, what about the students that you used to put in a different wing of the building and you would give them different IDs because they were special education students? We're going to talk about that. And he said, we don't do that anymore. So we went on, and I got to a point where I said, listen, right, you're not going to get me on the stage just to kiss up to you, to talk about how great you are, and pretend like ETHS is perfect. So we can either talk about the problems, right, or, I didn't have no or, but, you know. And we got there, right? We got there. We had the conversation. And where we landed is here. There is still an academic achievement gap. There are still racial inequities, among other things. Evanston Township High School is still riddled with the issues of heteronormativity, neurotypical thinking, and patriarchal white supremacist thought. That's just the truth. But the upside is that when you push, not when you ask, not when you hope, but when you push and demand, change comes. '23. All right, I'm back to you. So listen, I want you to repeat after me. I believe that we will win. I believe that we will win. So that's what I believe. No matter if you are a student who's saying, I can't wait to leave this community, or you're a student that's saying, I can't wait to do more in this community, I believe that you will win. Both perspectives are correct. You owe, listen to me, you owe nothing to an institution that harmed you. And you owe everything to a community that nurtured you. So wherever you are on the I can't wait to never be here again, or I can't wait, I'm coming back tomorrow spectrum, just know, all you really need to do is keep fighting the good fight. When you do that, at least I believe that we'll win. Congratulations.